Instant Pot Duo Crisp Review. It works, but it's not worth it. In late 2019, Instant Pot combined two of the most popular kitchen appliances of the past decade into one hulking machine. The Instant Pot Duo Crisp, a hybrid electric pressure cooker and air fryer. We don't love standalone air fryers, but we are big fans of the Instant Pot, so we wanted to see if this combination of the appliances was worthwhile. But after spending a full day pressure cooking, air frying, baking, and broiling with the Duo Crisp, we think it's too expensive for what it can do, and too large for most kitchens. It's convenient for cooking and then browning dishes, but we recommend it only if making such one-pot meals is your top priority. For pressure cooking or air frying individually, we think other appliances will serve you better. The Instant Pot Duo Crisp is a huge machine. It comes in only an 8-quart size, whereas we recommend a 6-quart electric pressure cooker for most people, that comes with two different lids, one for pressure cooking and one for air frying. Both functions work as they're supposed to, but we don't think the Duo Crisp is as convenient for pressure cooking as the Instant Pot Duo or Ultra, or as effective for air frying as a convection toaster oven. With the pressure cooking lid on, the Duo Crisp functions almost exactly like the Instant Pot Duo, but it lacks buttons for most of the preset cooking programs, such as rice, yogurt, or meat stew, that help make the Duo so easy to use. Instead, it has settings for air frying, broiling, baking, roasting, and dehydrating, which you can use only with the air fryer lid. Like all air fryers, the Duo Crisp's air fryer lid doesn't actually fry food. Instead, it uses a heating element and a fan to circulate hot air around your food, turning the Instant Pot into a mini convection oven. We don't think air fryers work as well as convection toaster ovens because of their cramped capacity, and the Duo Crisp is no different. The foods we cooked with the air fryer lid weren't as evenly or deeply browned as they would have been if we had baked them in an oven or seared them in a skillet, and we couldn't fit as much in the air fryer basket as we could in our favorite convection toaster oven. The only appeal of the Duo Crisp we can see is that you can cook one-pot meals that combine both pressure cooking and browning. For example, you could braise a whole chicken and then crisp up the skin, or cook a casserole and then brown the top without having to transfer a dish to an oven. That's a nice feature, but we're not sure it's worth the price jump. The Duo Crisp usually costs more than twice as much as the Instant Pot Duo, or the space you'd need to store the extra large pot and bulky air fryer lid, unless it's more important to you to have an all-in-one machine versus more effective separate appliances. How we test it. We spent a day testing the various settings on the Duo Crisp to see how it compared with both a regular electric pressure cooker and an air fryer. We first pressure cooked a whole chicken and then used the air frying lid to see if we could crisp up the skin. We also cooked a 1.5-inch New York strip steak on the roast setting to see if we could get a sear on the meat. Then, we baked a cake. Since the Duo Crisp can fit an 8-inch cake pan, most air fryers can accommodate only a 6-inch pan. Lastly, we tested the Duo Crisp's air frying capabilities by cooking frozen French fries and 2 batches of chicken fingers. What we like about the Instant Pot Duo Crisp. The Duo Crisp fundamentally works as both a pressure cooker and an air fryer, and it's genuinely useful for making one-pot meals. It can pressure cook a whole chicken until tender and then brown the skin afterward, or heat up a small batch of frozen fries faster than an oven. And it's better designed than the one other pressure cooker air fryer we've tested, the Ninja Foodie. After pressure cooking a whole chicken atop a bed of carrots and potatoes in the Duo Crisp, we were able to brown the exposed skin in 7 minutes using the air fryer lid on the roast setting. Compared with chickens we've cooked in other air fryers, this chicken browned much more evenly, although it wasn't as deeply golden as chicken roasted in an oven or a convection toaster oven. The meat was succulent, while the vegetables underneath turned out tender and even caramelized in places, if a little overcooked. The result wasn't quite as good as traditional French chicken in a pot, which would be more flavorful after a longer cooking time and gentler reduction, but we'd gladly eat this comforting one-pot meal again. The Duo Crisp also did a fair job cooking a steak after we played around with the cooking process. It didn't produce a dark sear like the kind you'd get from a scorching hot pan, but that makes sense. Air doesn't conduct heat well. Our New York strip steak was pale, gray, and undercooked after roasting for the recommended 12 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, but the color deepened once we stuck it on the included broiler tray and broiled it for 5 minutes, and the steak turned out delicious and juicy. The Duo Crisp is relatively well designed. You can easily grab the removable air fryer basket with oven mitts when you need to toss the food inside. We also like that you can fit an 8-inch cake pan in the Duo Crisp, if you're inclined to bake with it. Most dedicated air fryers we've tested can fit only a 6-inch pan. We made a Duncan Hines cake in the Duo Crisp, and although it needed double the time indicated on the cooking chart, it emerged with an even, moist, and tender crumb. While the air fryer lid is heavy, we appreciate that it's fully detachable, which makes the Duo Crisp a lot easier to clean and move around the kitchen than the Ninja Foodie. Why? La air frying, the Duo Crisp was also quieter than the Foodie and a lot of other air fryers we've tested. We barely noticed the sound of the fan. While we don't like used for either air frying or pressure cooking, individual live Duo Crisp does nothing exceptional as an air fryer. It has a lot of the same shortcomings as the standalone air fryers we've tested. The fryer basket, although larger than some we've tested, is still cramped, which makes it difficult to cook food evenly. We found that the basket couldn't handle more than about 12 ounces of chicken tenders. When we made a larger 16-ounce batch, the results were slightly mushy in the middle. We were able to cook 1.5 pounds of frozen fries in the Duo Crisp, but had to toss them more often than Instant Pot suggests, and the resulting fries were classic air fryer quality, dryish on the outside with mostly fluffy interiors. For more evenly cooked, crispier results, we prefer cooking finger foods in a toaster oven or regular oven. As a pressure cooker, the Duo Crisp lacks a lot of the pre-programmed settings that make the Instant Pot Duo or Ultra so convenient to use. You can't simply press a button to cook rice, for example, or stew. Instead, you have to look up the correct time and pressure setting and program it manually. The Duo Crisp also doesn't have a setting for making yogurt, which is admittedly a bit niche but something that some people love about their Instant Pot. We're also concerned that certain parts of the Duo Crisp may be fragile. Unlike the durable stainless steel inner pot, the air fryer basket has a non-stick coating which can get scratched or wear out over time. We worry about the lid's durability too. Although you can wipe down the grate that covers the fan and electric coil inside the lid, we fear that fat splatters will lodge and harden into nooks that are nearly impossible to clean. As always, we'll put the Duo Crisp through long-term testing to see how the lid fares. In our own kitchens, we wouldn't sacrifice precious space to this hulking machine, which looks like a cross between a UFO and a soup dumpling. Although the Duo Crisp's 8-quart size helps make it passable as an air fryer, any smaller and you'd have even more trouble cooking food evenly. That size is also a drawback. We think a 6-quart electric pressure cooker, which has enough capacity to feed a family 0.2s greater than, is a more manageable size for most people, not to mention the fact that the heavy air fryer lid is essentially a separate appliance that you need to store. Finally, one of the biggest pitfalls of any new Instant Pot model is that the company provides little guidance on how to cook with it, which is important for a novel appliance where the average cookbook recipe can't be easily converted. The Duo Crisp comes with a cooking timetable for a handful of foods, but the list doesn't even have chicken nuggets. Instant Pot also doesn't offer any recipes for the kinds of one-pot meal the Duo Crisp is best for. We were able to find a few recipes and tips online, but for the most part you'll have to fiddle with this machine for optimum results. You may need to adjust cook times or temperatures and open the air fryer lid frequently to check how your food is browning, in contrast to the set it and forget it convenience of the original Instant Pot.